forget this day.
I'll never forget this day. I'll never forget this day. I'm gonna throw my memories away. Now I feel I'm done, and I'm cursed by every day till my time is gone. I've never felt this way before, and now I know this all for sure. I won't forget your last betray. I'll never forget this day. 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 I'm gonna throw my memories away. Now I feel I'm done, and I'm cursed by every day till my time is gone. I've never felt this way before, and now I know this all for sure. I won't forget your last betray. I'll never forget this day. like a hurricane to my heart, till it far away. See the lights on the other side. I'm going to get there and hope we will meet there. Fast like a hurricane to my heart, till it far away. See the lights on the other side. I'm going to get there and hope we will meet there.
Hello guys and welcome. We appear to have no sound in game. That's unusual. This is the pistol round though between Endpoint and Smoke Criminals. Down to a 2 versus 5. And I've literally got no idea where the sound has gone. It's a quick round for Endpoint to pick up. Let's go for a scroll in through the settings to see if we can figure that out. What is going on? We're gonna have to cut to a quick break then. Can't really stream the game without sound. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes and hopefully get this fixed. And apologies about that, guys. That was a little bit unusual. We have got the sound back up and we're ready to roll. Endpoint 3-0. They won out the pistol round and the next 2 rounds. That is not that surprising. It's what we expect to see. So thankfully we didn't miss all too much. Saw the pistol, missed the next 2, but like I said, it's you're up against the pistol armor and then an eco. So now we're into the sauce of things. This is where things really get interesting as we start out. Poppin is going to be trading out his teammate Mighty Max over the woods long, but takes out a smoke at the wrong moment, which will cost him his life. And as we see some aggression coming in towards A Long, Smoke Criminals have gained control of that, as well as having the one-man advantage that puts them in a pretty favorable position. And they're up against a bit of a bonus round on the Endpoint side. And as Luzza gets dropped on A, that is the A side completely open. An M4 and an MP9 are all the remains of the defense, and that quickly gets whittled down to just one M4. Low HP on Bu as he looks to push in through middle, or indeed that's what it looked like. Dropping the smoke there, he is just going to be hiding and stopping Pulse, just cutting off that angle from Pulse's ability to take the map. Leaves him over towards CT. It's the only thing he can really push towards. And if he can even do that, there's going to be a player watching that, and again, Laney wins out that aim battle and claims the first round for Smoke Criminals, brings it 3-1. Now, talking about this matchup as we go into it, Smoke Criminals are pretty heavily favored overall. But with that said, Endpoint, I mean, we saw them yesterday struggling a lot in the first half on their T side, but their CT on overpass 14-1 brought them back into the game, and was ultimately the reason that they stood a chance of getting to this winners final, or winners bracket match rather. This is going to be the final of the group stages for somebody though, because whichever team wins this will be going straight through to the qualifiers, while the loser goes into a best of 3 against the winner of the next match, which will be the losers game, due to happen around 4 o'clock CEST, but I imagine that it's going to be slightly delayed, unless this is a very swift match indeed. Of course, while I'm talking about all this crack, we see Smoke Criminals taking tunnels and nothing else, as that's all the control they have of the map right now. Neither team wants to be the ones to face the winner of Pact and Evolution later on today. No, tomorrow, rather. The winner will be decided later on today. But this is a really, really slow T round. 42 seconds left. They have got full utility. Well, what remains of it. And AKs as they make their way towards the B bomb site. It's the endpoint utility that's been keeping them back. Now with the time so low, they don't have a choice. They have to execute this site. Only a flashbang remains on the B site. And Thomas manages a double. Doesn't manage anything more though. It's going to be on Pulse. Gets one kill and that should be enough, leaving just one player on the site. After Robin claims Ferrith, he's going to come in and eliminate Laney as well. Bringing that to 4-1 as Endpoint gain a substantial round. After losing the fourth round rather. They come back into it on the full buy. If they lost that, it would have forced them onto an eco, but winning that out means that now they've got an AWP in play, making its way towards a long, where it's going to find contact early on, as Luzza is going to be looking to open things up for the Endpoint side. The 4-1 starts off with Mighty Max claiming a good kill. The AWP swings in, but is not able to connect the shot, sadly. Goes for a second again, though. Nothing to be found. But this just forces Smoke Criminals off the long angle, and as no map control has been taken really by the CTs outside of that, we are going to see them making their way towards top mid and B pretty much for free. Nobody's able to challenge them. Endpoint got that man advantage, and they didn't want to get aggressive on any part of the map. You can't blame them for that. It is a smart play, but the question is it really going to work out? Because now, as Smoke Criminals had all that map control, they decided to take things towards the A bomb site. Coming out long, they suffer a one-man loss, but it's traded back as Mighty Max is in pit. Now this is their chance to equalize things. The only problem they have now is there's an AWP on Luzza. He's smoked off, but the kill still comes in for Mighty Max, maintaining that one-man advantage for Endpoint as he gets taken down. Luzza with the AWP will be holding down long, and this makes things very difficult for Smoke Criminals. They've got to exit pit, and as they get out of there, they're going to have a scoped weapon looking at them. The one shot is possible. The one advantage they have is they have that head peek angle, and with the AK in play, they might be able to land a shot onto Luzza and gain themselves a 2v2, but with time so low, they have to do something fast. Making their way up short, they're not being checked. Pulse eventually finds the kill, and with Gothy, he barely has time to even get on that bomb site, but he's not being challenged. He's going to get the bomb plant down. Time was so low, but he will get that plant in, and as Pulse now makes his way towards that bomb site, if he can find this kill, the round could change course. Thomas is spamming away there, but it is Pulse to find the frag ultimately and bring us to a 5-1 scoreline in favor of Endpoint. The team that were statistically at a disadvantage coming into this game are now not too far behind at all. A strong start here on Dust, and this forces Smoke Criminals onto a bit of a poor bye. Indeed, the word buy will hardly come up for them, as we see just a few pistols in play. Averaging about $400 spent into this round. Actually, a little below that, I think. With Endpoint having a much more substantial investment, it gives them one opportunity, which is to start or continue beating away at that Endpoint economy. As Luzza finds two, there is going to be the trade as Mighty Max falls on long. Ferrith has made his way up mid. Doesn't manage the kill with the P250, sadly. Leaving only Bew, but if he can drop that up, no he can't. Only one M4 removed from circulation on the Endpoint side. Still, look at the total investment there. You had about $2,000 in 2,100 invested on the Smoke Criminal side. And for that, they managed to drop 3,100 plus utility plus armor. Now that's worth it in a sense. Problem is Endpoint do get the reward, so that's what a deficit of, well, not even, because they get the win bonus of course then as well, so they pretty much break even on it throughout the whole team. And in response to that, they also get a round. So overall, it is a positive for the Endpoint side. 6-1 up, already securing themselves a good lead. There's a lot of pressure now remains on Smoke Criminals. They've got to be the team to come back into this. The team to find themselves a couple of rounds in a row that are going to be difficult to take. If you look at how the last couple of rounds have gone, Certainly that's indicative of a difficult T side ahead for Smoke Criminals. Let's see if that is going to be the case. So far, I mean, we've got Laney on 4 kills, but he's the only one in and around that mark. Oh. As the kills come in, though, this time they're going to be in favor of the T side, opening up the B side completely. And actually the kill comes in as well from Zasty, taking down the AWP on Luzza and bringing it to a 2v3. Finally, the round ends up in the favor of Smoke Criminals, and they find themselves in the 2v3 with the bomb down. They're on the 3 side of that 2v3, which is where you want to be. Time ticking away. Endpoint, no. It ain't worth the risk. Mighty Max on $900. He's got to save over that M4. And with an AWP in rotation as well, Luzza will be able to drop. More than likely he won't, though. He'll just take that AWP. Actually, sorry, Robin's on 3,400 after this round. I guess he could take up, yeah, he's got full armor as well. He should be able to take up an M4 and a little bit of utility. I doubt we're going to see Luzza actually dropping, because he's going to want to save that money up on him, keep the money stacked on the odd player, so that in the next round, should they lose this coming round, they will still be able to get an AWP in the next. We can see Robin sitting 4,800. He's able to get nades. He's able to get an M4. Indeed, he does. Drops the AWP over. Luzza actually did buy an M4 to drop it to Pulse. Puts him on 1950. Means they probably won't have an AWP if they lose this round. Indeed, they probably won't have a buy. I mean, look how low the money is right now. So I suppose the rest of the team will purchase pistols, and he'll just take the eco in that round, just the USP, to allow him to build up that money. Probably a better decision, yeah. Oh, it's 6-2. Smoke Criminals finally finding that round. They're going to look to repeat their success of the previous map. The previous round, rather, not map. Well, indeed, previous map as well. It's worth noting, Endpoint already got more rounds now than the previous opponents, where Smoke Criminals took a 16-4 win. That, of course, was up against Evolution. Pact had a much more difficult time. They took a 14-1 first half on Overpass. Both games were on Overpass, worth mentioning. 14-1 on their CT side, and then they lost the game in overtime. They're going to be looking today in the next game up against Evolution to swing things back, to prove themselves. Prove that that's not who they are. As some nades are just being chipped away, that's all that these early rounds are going to be right now. Endpoint and Smoke both going to be playing things very smart, but as the kills come in, we see Luzza and Robin finding some. Luzza goes in for a second. He's going to actually peek out for a third with that AWP, but here comes Laney. He's going to be able to take the shot on to boost and eventually find the kill as Farah takes down Luzza. Will they suspect Mighty Max to be here as well? I don't think so, but as he shot off, he's already going to be expected. No nades in hand to finish off the low HP Laney, who's on the side planting. And now a difficult retake going to be underway for the CTs, although they already find one opening kill and leave just Ferrith with the AWP, and Thomas is going to swing in quickly. The star player of the Endpoint side, I mean, pretty much the reason that they won that Pact game. We saw the one round that they managed to claim on their T side on Overpass was Thomas getting a 4K. And I think the first 3 or 4 rounds that they won, at least 3 out of the first 4 rounds, I'm confident in saying that, were Thomas getting 3 and 4Ks. The man was insane, and he kept the team alive, kept the spirits high, and when they swapped over the halves, Endpoint did not look at it as a defeat. I mean, I don't know if you guys play a lot, you know, and it's a little bit of matchmaking, a little bit of face it. Get 1 kill in 20 rounds. That's what I do. But, you know, when you're 14-1 down, it's very easy to go, oh, well, you know, we've lost this. Endpoint didn't. They won every single round. Even when it was 15 rounds for Smoke Criminals, they only needed 1. I think they lost something like 11 in a row from that point. It was incredible to see that resilience coming out on the Endpoint side, and that's what makes a good team. Well, let's see how a good team handles this. 7-2. They managed to win the previous round. Smoke Criminals going to be on a CZ buy. They forced up whatever money they could into this round as they look to take control of middle. CZs are going to be in play. AK's not doing all too much. Zasty going to be taken down as we see Thomas finding 1 kill and then backing off. Playing it patient. He's going to be up with his teammates as the push comes in through mid. Lots of damage going to be done here. Thomas claiming himself a nice double there. It's a triple for the round. This Pulse should find this kill on the Gothi, the only player with remaining HP. It was Ferrith, of course, on 11 HP towards mid that got taken down by Mighty Max with the assistance of Thomas. It must have landed a solid 400 damage in that round almost. Let's just whack into the ADR here. 159. This guy is incredible. Across 10 rounds. 159 ADR. He's got nearly triple the best ADR on the T side. And for the team that were not favourites coming into this, they had something like I think it was 2 odds to start things off. Looking pretty sweet. 8-2 up, as Gothi's going to be the last player alive. This, of course, is an eco. Not much to talk about here. Pistols and no armor up against rifles. I think you guys know how that goes when you try to rush A long. Sometimes you manage to land the lucky headshot, but if that doesn't happen, it's going to be GG, I'm afraid. Well, for the round, at least. A 9-2 lead, but what we got to remember here is there is literally no reason to count Smoke Criminals out. They were the stronger team statistically coming into this. And indeed, as you look at this game... Oh, those odds are backwards. Let me change that real quick. Apologies. Smoke should have been on the left the whole time. That's my bad. I think you guys could guess, though, the team that with a 9-2 lead are not going to be with 5 odds. Still, I think it's a relatively safe bet on Smoke right now. Maybe safe's the wrong word, but it's a good bet. They're a team that are pretty strong. We saw a massive comeback from Endpoint previously. If they can manage to pick up just a couple more rounds, get to 4 or 5, I think 10-5 is going to be a decent half for them, considering how they started. Robin's just popping heads through smoke. Pulse comes in. Thomas is going to be there with an AK, and he doesn't get 1 kill. He gets 2. As Robin finds a second as well. It's going to be 10-2. And you just know when you see Thomas in a situation like that, he dodges a flashbang. They're pushing in through a smoke. That's it. He's not a player that misses those shots. Even when he's flashbanged, he's liable to hit them. So I pretty much count you out at that point. And indeed, we're right to do that. 10-2. Smoke Criminals pretty much need these next 3 rounds. 10-4 not going to be a solid... sorry, 11-4 not going to be a solid scoreline. But let's see if they can do it. They've got the pistols out. They've got the armor. They are waiting for the next round to get the full buy-in. Good decision. However, they're going to be 11-4 down if they lose this. And at a best case scenario, of course. Endpoint already losing 1 player, though. That's Thomas dropped towards the B site. Now they're going to start to focus their attention towards that. Robin is aware that Gothy might have already pushed in through the smoke as he finds that kill. It leaves us into a 4v4. Disadvantage on the T side, of course. Ferret looking to push in through that smoke. That might not be the best decision. Robin is sitting there with an AK ready to pop some heads as Pulse also does the same. And now we're moving over towards the B bomb site. The smoke goes down. Pulse is looking to spam in through that with the AWP. As Laney gets eliminated in through the smoke by a Molotov, actually, from Robin. That ends the round, 11-2 as the full buy. Here it is. Smoke Criminals looking to get the buy up, looking to win this round. This is a very important round. They have to win this. I mean, if it ends up 12-3, the pistol round could pretty much bring it to evens for Endpoint. At which point, that could be the endpoint of the game. I'll make that pun every time. Don't worry. It's not a special occasion. Now starting things out, some good nades over towards long. Going to lose a little HP on the T side, but Laney's going to be able to peek out through the smoke. Point 1, looking for a second, spamming in. He does so much damage as he finds those kills. That puts us 11-2, and that was possibly a little bit loud. Yeah, move the mic away a little bit. As Pulse is going to find himself last alive. Oh, look at that damage. 1 HP on Gothy. I was going to say he's 1v4, but as I said, that hits the shot on Gothy. Legs are taken away, but somehow he's still able to walk with a 50 cal in his knee. 11-3. Smoke Criminals. They're doing well, but they haven't impressed me just yet. 11-4 is going to be a difficult score. And to me, on the T side, you want more rounds than that. But I don't know how you feel. But I don't think this comeback can be real, because Endpoint right now, if they win this round, they'll be in such a solid position to carry forward. 12-3. They've got the buy. They've got 2 AWPs. And it's the T side that they look to appease with those scopes. Making their way towards short now. Let's take a look at what's going to be going down here. Mighty Max sitting with the M4. His teammate going to be watching the corner of the AWP. Hits the shot, and there's the trade. But wait, it's not, because Mighty Max actually gets dropped. And now we see it's going to be Robin holding down on short. He's not able to connect the shot. Leaves us in a 2 versus 4. As Smoke Criminals are looking for 4 rounds in this. And they're looking pretty solid to get it as well. The 2v4, low HP on a lot of players, but no nades remain for the Endpoint side. They won't be able to drop them in and find some opening kills. But as Pulse gets eliminated by Zasty, it leaves a 1v3. AWP in the hands of Thomas. Although he does generally get those multi-kills, he does generally find these clutches. AWP up against the low HP players. 2 ops in rotation as well for the T side. And indeed, it is actually Ferret to find him as he peeks up in pit. Missed that because I thought it was going to be the op shot from long, but no. The pit player peeks up aggressively, finds the kill. So little time left in the bomb, of course, he's just trying to delay it. But he does better than delay it. He claims the 4th round, 11-4. Still not the best. But let's remember, let's all think back to Overpass. For those of you that were watching Overpass yesterday, you might have noticed it wasn't really the best performance from Endpoint on their T side. They got 1 round. That ain't great. So, coming into this, 11-4, they've got to get 5 rounds to win this. 5 out of 15, sure. That's an okay win rate. On Dust T side, it should be doable. But hell, you should get a lot more than 1 round on the Overpass T, so. You know. It all relies on this pistol. Luzza finds the opening. That's going to be followed up by a second there on a pulse. The B side going to be taking over control of. As they back off in middle, they're going to be able to stay a little bit passive there. Now, 3v5. Retake on B side. This isn't a losable situation. These Glocks are powerful. They should be able to find the kills as Robin grabs one. It's only going to be Ferrith. 1v4, USP in hand. Retaking a very close range sight. Coming in. He knows there's one over towards the T-spawn. Peeks out. It's going to be Robin. Low HP. Easy shot to connect. Anywhere in the body will do. But the next players, they're going to have to be headshots. Time is ticking away. Kit in his possession. That means no armor as well. So these blocks are going to, boom, shred him. But it's actually the headshot from the USP to finish him off, which will ruin you, armor or not. With a scoreline now of 12-4. Endpoint winning at that pistol round, they should be able to follow it up with 2 more. And the problem with that, 14-4, that means you got 2 rounds ready to play with. Unless these scouts are going to be able to do a lot of damage on the CT side. This could and indeed should be a round for Endpoint. CZ's in play, CT, they're taking long. Damage is done though. Robin is let down pretty low. With Gothy, it's that blow. He's looking for a second. Not landing the heads, but it's Ferrith who's making sure that Luzza's dead. That gives the man advantage over to the smoke criminal side. But Pulse is claiming it back. That's Gothy's head. Popped away. 1 more on the site. That's going to be Laney. He's holding down. Oh, but he's getting lit down as well as the peek comes out from Thomas. Finds the head. Looking for more towards CT. But Zaysty's coming behind with a CZ, and that's going to be a problem. He catches one off guard, but Robin, as the faster reactions, finds that frag. View is going to be looking for something with a CZ, but that's a long-range fight, buddy, and you're up against AKs. Ain't got the best of chances. Low HP on 3 players, though. And now onto a 4th. This is winnable. The CZ is probably the best gun for this situation, next to maybe the P90. 30 HP on most players, 41 on Mighty. He's going to be the highest HP. 2 little CZ bullets will finish him off. Time's ticking away. No kits in play. Indeed, that's going to be it. We're going to have to call it a day as smoke criminals back off. They take things to... Oh, hold on. He's going aggressive. He wants to find a rifle. He did drop one towards the A site, but as he peeks out there, is it worth the risk? He's going to be watched now by the terrorist side. Indeed, he does manage to pick up the AK as time runs out. Alright, that's a good carryover for Smoke, but they're 13-4 down. This might prompt them onto a full buy again, as they have got an AK with armor and a scout. They pick up some CZs. Zaysty goes down to 0 while everybody else remains with some dollars in the bank. Interesting strategy. As Bew peeks out towards mid, he's spotting out Pulse and taking his head. Now with 1 player dead on the T side, that puts them in a bit of a disadvantageous situation. It's difficult to push with 5, but when you're in a 4v5, it makes things even more difficult. The flank coming up tunnels from Laney. He connects the shots eventually as they push out of the B side. They're going to drop Zaysty. That brings the opening into their favor. Despite the 1-man disadvantage, they have got the B side. The closer range angles. A player coming down middle as well should be able to cut off the rotations. That's Robin, but he's been spotted out at this point. Missing the spams. Finds one on short. Low HP on Ferrith as well as he goes for the repeat. He is going to be able to survive for now at least. And the scout shot's going to be hit. What a fantastic kill. But Mighty Max comes out and claims his 3rd as Thomas and not Mighty make their way down towards the A bomb side. But look at the rotation coming in right now. Laney has heard them. He's going to be going for the peek over towards CT. He could find them in a double spray down. No, because Thomas is smart. He's waiting for that rotation in CT. He knows Laney should be towards mid at that point, and that's a solid kill to be found. 14-4. This is the round that matters for Smoke Criminals. They have to win this. If they don't, they'll be on an eco. Well, a force buy, of course, because they're not going to eco when it's 15-4. If it's 15-4, let's be real. There's still a possibility for Endpoint to come, or sorry, for Smoke Criminals to come back into this. Endpoint don't need to come back because they're actually ahead for once. And now we're just on time for the second game. It's coming up on 4 o'clock CEST, which is when the next game is due to start. Of course, a little bit of a delay due to the Twitch servers. But we might not be that late. 2 more rounds left for Endpoint. They should be able to pick these up. They're up against a full buy, but 1 MP9 on Zaysty. We can see he's sitting towards the bottom of middle with that, waiting for the push to come out. Endpoint, though, have their minds on different things. They're going to look to take a short control, and indeed they'll do that free of charge. As we can see, players towards CT, the rotation coming up now as Ferrith makes his way onto that bomb site. And Endpoint are looking a little bit unsure of where to take this. They're looking towards middle, and that might not be the best of decisions as they come out. Molotov's coming in from the B site. That forces them back a little bit. Zaysty going to be ready to peek in with that MP9, but they're not pushing around the molly. They're just waiting. Now, here it comes. Here comes the peak. Zaysty is the pivotal player here with the MP9. Laney has got his back turned to mid right now. As the smoke comes down, though, he's going to be turning around and going to be able to get a decent angle over that smoke as well. Finds one on Thomas as he takes down Zaysty. Laney, though, is still in a good position with the M4. He's being checked, but they haven't quite spotted him out yet, letting him get 2 kills. The B side is going to fall. That means that the player down towards the bottom of middle, which is going to be Luz, it doesn't have to peek up, but look at that, the spam comes through. Laney has some good game sense there. He suspects him to be holding in that corner. As he peeks out, he finds him. Maybe a little bit late, but Mighty Mac's going to drop a smoke as Pulse is watching for the push up behind towards the T-spawn. He's right to do so and lands the kill on the Gotti just about. As this has to be retaken by Smoke Criminals in a 2 versus 2. They make their way out towards the bomb site. It's going to be Pulse watching for them pushing out. He's now just going to hide as Mighty Mac swings out and finds a double headshot. 15-4. It is going to be map point here in the winners match. Coming into this, Smoke Criminals at a massive favor. For the odds anyways, but that is clearly not how we end things up. I would have put my bet on Smoke to win this. Endpoint, actually I probably would have put it on Endpoint just because better odds in what should be a relatively 50-50 game, but looking at how the previous day went, it's definitely Smoke Criminals who had the advantage, but Endpoint, it looks like they just had a bad first half on Overpass, and since then they have been doing nothing but steamrolling. 15-4, 1 more round required as they take things towards A long early on. Smoke Criminals going to lose a player on the side, but they have got the flank coming in. We can already see Laney is making his way over towards T-spawn. He's going to be uncontested, but he's got to be careful because the A side is falling very quickly. As Gothi holding down with a FAMAS is going to be the only player to contest them, moving over towards the bomb site. The smoke has gone down as Laney finds one in the back, but now the flank is going to be checked by Pulse. As Gothi pushes through, though, that means Pulse is going to be looking at him. Oh, but he pushes back through the smoke and finds Thomas. Goes for the jump peak. Oh, and lands some heavy damage. As the rotate comes in from Laney, no nades still in play to catch up those low HP players, but now it's only going to be Pulse and Luzza. They're both low. One is going to be dropped. It's all onto Luzza right now. He's got the AWP in hand. He's got to hold this out. He's being jump shotted by a FAMAS. He's got to be annoyed with that as the USP comes up behind him. Gothi's going to find that kill and indeed clutch out the round. The defuse should come in. Indeed, just listening to the ticks, making sure that we had enough time left. It was 15-5 going to be the scoreline. Smoke Criminals. Maybe they're going to come back into it. I mean, we saw a very similar comeback previously. It was 15-3, as I recall, as GoTV lags. I guess we're not seeing the comeback. Gothi coming out, finds 1 kill. That's Pulse dropped. Not able for a second, though, as he himself gets dropped. And now we're going to see the AWP on Ferrith finds an opening kill. Okay, the man advantage is in their favor, but they've got nobody over towards the bomb site, so they're going to boost Ferrith up. He's going to be looking over the smoke to try and find a kill with that AWP. But look at Endpoint. They're not going to A, they're going to B. Rotating back around through the spawn. Zaysty, with an auto shot, he is the only one to hold that B bomb site. And indeed, if he doesn't manage to connect these kills, it should be game over. It'll be a 3v3. The B bomb site being held down by Endpoint. It's going to be very difficult to retake, especially considering they'll only really have one player that can make his way in through tunnels. That's going to be Bu. It's essential that Zaysty at least finds 1 kill. Thomas with a Mac 10 as well. It should be easy to connect, but who knows? As it comes through, Zaysty going for the peak. Oh, doesn't find it as he's taken down by Mighty Max. That leaves us into a 3 versus 3. Spam comes in through the smoke. It's going to be Bu to drop. Mighty Max finds that frag. The spam comes in from Laney. They've got to be careful now as they go for this retake. Thomas is playing with that smoke, but it's Luzza to find the kill. As the Mac-10's going to go for the peak, and surely this isn't the way he finishes it off. No, it's not. Okay, it's a 1v2. It's winnable. Luzza's going to be dropped as well. It's all on the Mighty Max. He's got to find the 4K. Oh, but he's checking towards tunnels. That is the end of Ferrith as we go 16-5. That will end the game. A solid win there for Endpoint, the team that didn't have the favor of the odds coming into this, but the odds are ever in their favor, claiming a 16-5 victory. They'll be feeling good going into the quarterfinals. And now that leaves us in a situation where Smoke Criminals are going to be in the best of 3 tomorrow, and they're going to be facing the winner of Evolution and Pact, which will be coming up in just a couple of minutes. Now, a quick change. The Twitch servers are apparently back up, so we are going to pop over to Twitch and give that a shot. If it does fail, we'll be right back here. So keep an eye here, keep an eye on Twitch. I'll post the Twitch link in the chat, and you guys can pop on over there to catch the next game. Evolution versus Pact, best of 1, and the map will be Train. Heavy advantage, as you can see, to Pact coming into this, but that doesn't mean anything, as we just saw. Catch you guys in just a couple of minutes over on the Game Agents Twitch channel. Thanks for watching, and catch you again soon.